Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. I'm your host, Dr. Heather Shah, and on behalf of the Calwass, I would like to welcome all of you to this webinar. Thank you very much for joining us. Today we have another very interesting topic, and I'm really honored to welcome and introduce our distinguished guest speaker, who is going to talk about the digital HR in future organization. World is changing, and the role of technology is very crucial than ever before. So we need to know that the role of digitalization is the key to compete in today's world. As an organization, we need to know how to prepare ourselves for the stiff competition, and while doing so, we must know how to manage our employees through HR department. So the role of digital HR is so important; it could lead to break our neck point. So you will get the best insights about all these things. And as we have an expert with us today in this session, so stay tuned because an amazing stuff are coming ahead in the session. So before we start, I would like to thank Calwass for arranging such enlightenment sessions and for their support and providing such a wonderful platform. The aim of the Calwass is to give you the opportunity to interact with the world-renowned speakers, teachers, authors, researchers, experts, professionals, and businessmen to share their views, experiences, and tips which will create an impact and will enable you to learn new things and develop yourself in order to grow individually as well as to contribute to the world at large. As our slogan is come, learn, and share knowledge. So today we have an awesome guest who has the dynamic experience and wonderful speaker and trainer. More importantly, he is a great human being who is contributing to the world in a different ways and is always ready to share his knowledge. So let me just introduce him formally. Since 2015, he is a fellow of prestigious Higher Education Academy UK and has been working in the capacity of Dean with the School of Business with the University of Bolton, UK at the International Academic Centre based at Khaimah, UAE. Previously, he has taught as senior full-time lead faculty with the graduate and master programs of the University of Wolverhampton, the UK, at their UE academic operation for approximately 1.5 years. He has also taught in the EMFS courses for the international graduate programs on business of the University of London, UK, offered through the London School of Economics and Political Science at UAE. He has been successfully engaged in teaching and academic responsibilities of the international online MBA program of the University of Lincoln, UK, through the Western International College, London, UK. He has also served as the impaneled faculty for the Global MBA program offered by the Northwood University, Michigan, USA, under the International Partnership Agreement with the University of Bolton, RAC Academic Center, UAE. He has been associated with the prestigious business schools and the university to teach AA CSB accredited postgraduate curriculum on the business and adjunct roles such as IMT Dubai, IMT Ghaziabad, the Waxen University Hyderabad, India, and the Nirma University Ahmedabad, India. He is on the advisory panel of the several universities in India for their research program. Moreover, he has the experience of teaching diverse students groups pursuing their vocational business management curriculum from level 4 to level 7 under different UK-based awarding bodies such as Pearson, the ATHE, the IAAP, etc., which are approved by Office of Qualification Government of UK. In India, he has taught with the university and other autonomous program at the undergrad and postgrad level on business management. His teaching expertise lies in research method, strategy, HRM, employee relation, workforce modeling, etc. Furthermore, he has proven record of research and publication in peer-reviewed journals listed with ABDC and indexed with the Web of Science, Thomas Router Index, Thomas Router Books Index, the Scopus, EBSCO, the JSTOR, and ProQuest databases. He is also the member of the International Advisory Council of the Harvard Business Review since January 2020. He has also been presented his research works at several international and national academic conferences in many countries. He is also impaneled as occasional reviewer and editor with internationally acclaimed organizations including Routledge Publication, Sage Publication, InterScience Publication, etc. Apart from being conferred with several national and international awards, uh, such as the as turn it in a global innovation honorable mention writing with integrity for Africa and Middle East 2017, the Star Assessor Award by the Awards for Training and Higher Education ATHE UK for the year 2019, and so many. He has also significantly contributed through different funded projects in UAE. He regularly updates himself on the contemporary teaching and learning practices in professional and higher education, different self-development initiative, and has attended several faculty development programs and professional development programs offered by the prestigious institutions, universities, and awarding bodies such as University of Bolton, UK, University of London, UK, Northwood University, USA, etc. So please help me in welcoming our guest, Professor Dr. Indranil Bose. Welcome to Calwass platform, and thank you very much, Prof, for joining us. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Shah. Thank you very much for inviting me and giving such a detailed introduction. Today, I'll be speaking, I think I am audible to everybody. Today, I'll be
Yes,
speaking on the digital HR practices for the organizations, which is being adopted by many companies across the globe. And when I'm talking about the adoption of digital technology in the field of HR, because my background is HR mostly, HR strategy and all those things. See, the most important part is that when we talk about the human resource management in the organization, I'm going to share the screen just after 2 3 minutes. Say the first important thing is that when you understand the meaning of HR, human resource, the meaning of HR has changed significantly over the past few years. Okay. Now, when you talk about the past few years, we basically talk about, say, what HR was there around 30 years back, 20 years back, 40 years back, and what HR is now, and what HR is going to happen there now in the future. Now, the most important part is that, see, like any other professional area, functional area of management, like marketing, strategy, operations, any other thing, HR has evolved significantly over the past few years. When we started talking about the HR in 1970s or 1960s or 70s, HR was not considered as a strategic function. You will find very limited number of organizations where on the board you could find the HR people at the board. Most of the people were from engineering background or finance background or marketing background or something like that. But you will find very few people. I mean, that point of time, you would have find very few people in the top positions in the organization from the HR background. Because HR was considered as the firefighting function. Any problem is happening in the organization, HR will come, HR will solve the problem, HR will try to tackle the problem, or something like that. And one important aspect was there in the HR, was the industrial relations, employment relations, which was a complete different ballgame. Okay, then. Uh, in 1980s onwards, I should say 1980s, 90s, these decades, the concept of HR, the application of HR started changing because the growth of the service sector to a great extent. Definitely, HR was there in the manufacturing sector. HR will be there in the manufacturing sector across the globe, definitely. And now HR is playing very significant role in manufacturing sector. There are a lot of people playing very important, significant roles in manufacturing sector from the HR domain. The total culture of the company has changed over the period of time. What we used to say like commercial culture or technocratic culture, now people-oriented culture has become an important component of any organization. For that, in 1980s, 1990s, you will see a lot of people from HR background. Now they are playing the role of a CEO or this kind of very senior director positions and all these things in the organizations. CHRO, the Chief Human Resource Officer, Chief Talent Officer, this kind of positions, strategic positions have come up during recent last 10, 15 years. Okay. and they are playing very significant role. Why this is happening? Because most of the important part is that this is happening because the change management. Most of the organizations are going to change across the globe. And when you're talking about the change, change means why change? Change means change in terms of product, change in terms of process, change in terms of the operations and the people participation. See, if you look around us, we'll see the demand, the people expectation from the companies, of the organizations, because you're all teaching in the universities and the colleges, say in different countries. But we see that the expectation of the students have changed. The challenges we are facing also in the organizations are also changing, and very phenomenally, I'm telling you. And in across the globe, you look at the top companies like Unilever, like Procter and Gamble. These are all manufacturing and consumer-driven companies. Look at the steel plants. Look at the banking sector. The fintech has come. Look at the. I am presently based in UAE, so I have seen the people working in the oil sector like Saudi Aramco or everywhere. Even the multinational companies like GE and all these companies. HR is playing a very significant role, and they are definitely managing the people in a more robust way, in a more objective way, in a more particular way. HR is now very much dependent on the technology, mainly digital technology. Okay, which was not available earlier, which is available now presently to a great extent. Maybe in the coming year something new will come. I do not know. But the point is that why we are talking about digital HR, why are you talking about the importance of digital HR as such? See, I'm telling you a few examples. Like say, what is the digital HR basically? Digital HR is something when we have all the information in our fingertips from the different. So like say, a digital HR actually came from the concept of human resource information system, HRIS earlier. But even I worked in the corporate sector in my country, and I've seen that. See, in my early career, now we did not have that kind of digital HR. We had the HRIS also. As the management trainee in the HR department, I used to maintain the human resource files and all these things for the employees. Every country there's the same practice. Now, what I'm telling you now, the same thing cannot be done or cannot be managed by the same traditional files or folders or this kind of thing. It cannot be done because the number of the people have increased in many organizations because they have gone global. Secondly, many of the companies, they are now actually what they're doing. The different practices have come up, like remote working or this kind of thing. So when we are talking about remote working or networked organizations, where the people of the same organization in the same team itself, they're working from different countries, different parts of the world. They're working on the same project. So digitally, you have to manage them digitally. You have to monitor them digitally. You have to motivate them digitally. You have to engage them digitally. You have to understand their performance challenges digitally. You have to do their performance evaluation digitally, like that. And not only that, in every component of every function of the organization, HR function of the organization, important should be actually the real-time data. Like say, I am working from maybe UAE, somebody is working from maybe Jeddah in Saudi Arab, somebody is working in Oman, somebody is working in Bombay from my country, somebody is working from Karachi in Pakistan. Now we are all working in the same team maybe. Now what is happening there? Now these people, when we are actually engaged, we have the different time zone, everything like that. We have different kind of challenges we are facing, but we have some certain common goals and objectives. Now, when our performances are being evaluated by our senior management, see, we are all educated people. We do not believe in this kind of subjective orientation or what is actually traditional practice in HR before. Like say, my manager is saying one day certain like that. Say, okay, Indranil, this is the complaint against you. This is the you are not doing this thing in a proper way. You are doing this thing in a proper way, but that thing you need to improve. Okay, this year your performance appraisal report is saying that you are an average performer. You are not a good performer. Okay, something like that. If it is happening like this, so then definitely earlier there was no other option. Now we are saying, okay, sir, okay, fine, accept it. But tell me, before I get I accept your points, can you show me the evidence where exactly I am lacking? So the person has to show me the evidence. This is the thing, this is the thing, this is the thing like that. Okay. So this is the way the entire thing happens. So evidence is whatever I thought I should improve, or I should make the improvement. I think some noise is coming from other side.
True. Prof, your slides are not visible, not shared.
No, no, I'm not shared yet. I'm not shared yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just
Okay.
reminding you that your slides are not shared. Just to
Yeah.
remind you. Yes, please.
Yeah,
Carry on.
yeah. So there are different things. I will be trying to show all these aspects actually in my
True.
presentation, how the organizations are using all this kind of thing,
True.
and what is going to happen in the future to a great extent, because We can see some presentations. I can see some corporate examples where the companies are doing like this.
True.
I'll not say show the very long slides, but some of the points there. Just 1 minute. I'm saying.
True. Sure, please.
Just 1 second. Just 1 second. I'm just. Okay, fine. I think there is some noise coming from other side. I mean, uh, some noise is coming from the other side, your side, sir. Okay,
Okay, let me just
okay, okay,
just please carry on.
okay. Now, today's presentation, when I'll be talking about all these things a little bit, see, there are certain basic things I'll be taking. I've taken some information and sources like CIBD, like Deloitte study, like SHRM. These are our global bodies. You all know that thing. CIBD is a UK-based body who actually deal with HR practices across the globe. This is a chartered body, the Chartered Institute of Personal Development. It is based in UK, it is based in London. And Deloitte, everybody knows Deloitte. Okay. And there are some other say organizations like SHRA and other organizations that are working on that. So some information I'll be collecting, say, and I'll be sharing with you. Like say, when you talk about the research observations like CIPD and Deloitte study, we'll see that say 56% of the companies, because this particular study was conducted in 2019. In 2020, the growth of digital HR or growth of digital technology in the HR field, not only in the HR field, but also in the other forms and the functions of the organization definitely has increased because of the COVID has entirely changed, affected the way we work at the workplaces, we think, we manage, entire thing has been changed. But the thing is this study was done in 2019. It is considered as one of the very important studies in the field of HR. This study was conducted on approximately 500 companies, which are the global companies. They have some presence in Europe, in America, in Asia, and everywhere. Now, this particular study shows that 56% of the companies that surveyed this year are redesigning their HR programs to leverage digital and the mobile tools. Now, when we talk about redesigning, quote unquote redesigning, the meaning of the redesigning means every aspects of the management function has to be redesigned while we are working or while we are making to adjust it in a new platform. See, earlier we did not know about the digital marketing. Earlier we did not know about the digital HR. Earlier we did not know about the digital finance. Now we all know this kind of thing because these are the new platforms where we are working on the digital way, in the digital way. So the most important part is that 56% of the companies are surveyed. See, the large number of companies, the most of the companies who have some kind of global presence, and they definitely their turnover and everything is very good. Global companies, organizations, okay. And this is the 56 companies. The 51% of the companies are actually in the process of redesigning their organizations for digital business models. You know that see when we talk about the digital business models, there are basically different kind of business models we see in the world. Now, when you see the business models, I'm telling it in a very simple way so that everybody can understand. Now, when we talk about digital business model, we call it a click and click model, brick and brick model, brick and click model. So I'm telling you again, brick and brick model, brick and brick model, brick and click model, click and click model. I'm telling you this how these things actually function. And here, the people engagement also is different. The way the people, way the employees work in the organization, way the organizations are being managed by the managers, by the HR people, by other people also, line management, staff management, whatever we say, okay, are completely different from the other one. What is the brick and brick model? Brick and brick model is the traditional model. What we see in many of the countries, brick and brick model. Okay, you have a factory, you are going to manufacture something there, and definitely in the physical format, you have the hundreds and hundreds of employees, workers in your plant. And what we see in our traditional, like our India, Pakistan, all these countries, when we got independence, actually we got many of the, we come up with the many of the steel plants, okay, aluminium plants, this and that, okay. So what is to be happen there? Now we have the steel plants, we used to manufacture the steel products, something like that. It's a simple way, traditional industries. Now hundreds and thousands of workers are working there. We have the management cadre, everything like that. We used to manufacture the steel products and something like that for the market. Some of the things we used to export to other countries also. Most of the things that we used to consume inside our borders like that. Okay, this is the traditional format. Even if you look at the traditional companies like Unilever, I own all these companies, even the oil companies. Okay, these organizations actually see this is the traditional companies. But this particular type of doing business actually, exactly how many companies are there? The traditional format brick and brick model are following, because these organizations, number of these organizations are becoming limited over the period of time. Okay, because of different reasons. I'm coming with that. Now, when we talk about the brick and brick model, we used to believe on rules and regulations. We used to believe on certain practices. So definitely, digital HR, quote unquote, this particular thing was not that much popular there. Now we talk about the from the brick and click model. Brick and click model means half of the activities and the functions are still being done, are being managed by the traditional way, the traditional way. But the remaining things, we have the companies, organizations have gone for the digital platform. Brick and click. Click means when you click on the mouse, click on the computer, click on the laptop. Okay. So there, definitely the way people work. Okay. Some of the activities have been outsourced. That's why click model. A lot of things actually we started thinking about the extended organizations. I'm telling you one example, brick and click model also. Here, the people's roles and responsibilities have been changed. And at the same time, the role of the HR has also changed. Why? Because HR only responds to a situation. Okay, definitely HR plays a very important role in defining and guiding the organization's policies and the priorities, depending on the situation, depending on the environment, depending on the context. Now, then we talk about the click and click model. What is click and click model? In the click and click model, what you understand, most of the organizations which have, they do not have they may have the very limited visible physical presence, very limited visible physical presence. They are mostly doing their business from their homes. Like take example, there are a lot of hotel booking websites, and say booking.com. Now see, you want to go to some country or some place on vacation, holidays, the particular, and you want to book an hotel. You want to go for a review of the hotels on between two or three hotel booking websites. So okay, in this hotel booking websites X and XYZ, X and Y, maybe you are seeing the price of the hotel booking per day, per night in so and so place is this. If you compare the same price of the hotel booking or the booking amount you have to pay for that, it may be little less or little cheaper, a little higher like that. So in these booking, these are the small, these particular websites. They don't have the hotel by themselves. They are just providing you the service, business information. Okay, so like that kind of thing. They might have a very small office with maybe only 10, 20 people working there in some place, some city, wherever. But their business is a customer from any country. They can have the access to it. Like say, if you come to Dubai on a visit to find a job or vacation, whatever. Okay, you can book it from in Pakistan itself easily. So go to hotel booking book site. You want the budget hotel. Your budget is like this. So maybe the company, the hotel booking website owner, maybe is based in England or maybe in India or maybe in Thailand or maybe in some other country. Okay, you do not know them also. So the thing is this is a purely click and click model. Now, when you go for the brick and brick model, brick and click model, click and click model, definitely these are the digital business models. Now, how digitally business has evolved? These are business models. For each type of business models, HR has different kinds of challenges, competencies, priorities. Now, the same study has shown 31% of the surveyed HR teams are using some form of artificial intelligence technology to deliver HR solutions. Okay, and 41% are actively building mobile apps to deliver the HR services. So you can see artificial intelligence. I first mentioned this thing here. Now AI has come in a big way in decision making process in management. HR is no exception. Okay, and why it is AI? How it is being done? Say, take example how the AI actually is being used. In simple one example, in HR, like employee attendance system. This employee, if one employee does not say, maybe you are supposed to come in the office, or maybe in the night, in the morning, and you are going to work there till the 4 or 4:30 or 5 in the evening. Fine, great. Now see, when maybe somebody may not come on 9 on in the morning due to some reason, maybe deliberately, intentionally, or non-intentionally. Maybe the person is coming from far away. He has to travel by public transport system, something like that. Okay, maybe there is a traffic jam, something. So continuously the person is coming, maybe late by 5 minutes or 6 minutes or 10 minutes every day. So like that thing. Okay. Now when it is happening, the more important component is that the artificial intelligence. The important is that see, AI actually can make the person alert, because maybe this thing actually is related to the person's mobile phone, or his or her see, employee access portal, whatever like that. Okay, you are already 3 days late on this month. Maybe next month, 1 day salary will be deducted from your paycheck, something like that. Okay, so the same thing can be accessed by the HR department, or the general manager, or the general management team, like that. Okay, application of technology plays a very important role. Okay, when you go for the artificial intelligence, like say employee turnover issues, one until example, like many of the, like American Express, they have a wonderful system call it robotics, ROBOTIX, robotics system. It is actually a Japanese platform. They use it. Okay. Now, American Express brand robotics, because I was presenting one of my presentation in one business schools in India. There's a person from American Express. Okay, he used to look after the entire South Asia. He's a very senior person. Okay, now this person was telling me robotics platform is being widely used in American Express to let the management understand from which department, or from which section of which department the large number of people are leaving their jobs, where more and more people are hired every year, certain employment cycle. So that makes the employee, they make some standard benchmarks. Okay, like some of departments, maybe employee attrition rate is only maybe 3%, very negligible. Some department it is maybe only 2%. Some department is certainly 13%, 12%. Why? Now, in those departments, if the manpower requirement goes very high, actually the entire operation gets affected. Artificial intelligence platform robotics is being used by American Express, and they know it that okay, this is the let us prepare by for this year also. That's in this department, so they created a separate recruitment plan for that. Okay, which is a parallel plan of the organization recruitment plan process. Okay, maybe entire American Express in South Asia, they have one plan in their mind. But for that particular department, they create a separate plan, a separate strategic plan. Because if this year also employees are living in a large number, because maybe it is the marketing department or sales department or something like that, where the people move out of the jobs and go for the better places. So if it is happening there, so they should have a reserved employee database. So if anything is happening like that, so they have the reserve employee with them. This is a response, strategic response. So how they could understand? Because in the last 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, or in the business modeling, or in the HR modeling, or the workforce modeling, they came to know, and artificial intelligence has played a very important role to that. Okay, so this is the way many companies are doing many things. I'm just telling quickly other things. Now, there are certain things already I've talked about why HR is being widely used. Using that technology platform. I'm not going to repeat that thing. Now, there are certain basic things that why the technology is being widely used. Some of the reasons are very traditional, like say implementation of the HRIS. I was talking about the real-time data while giving the example in the introduction phase. So real-time data has played a very important role. For that, you see the HR, ERP HR platform, people software, and many things are being used. And presently, this has become more important. HRIS actually is a standalone practice in most of the cases. In earlier forms, say you have an office in maybe Karachi and you have another office in maybe Peshawar. Okay, what is happening there in the HR front and what is happening here in the Karachi front? So the thing is this, say definitely maybe your head office is in Islamabad. Now, your Islamabad head office is looking for the information. Okay, can you provide the data of this kind of information? Because we have some vacancies in the senior level, or we have to start any training program for the employees. So, can you send me the name of these employees who are supposed to join this training program? Okay. Now, in that case, what will happen? So, your manager will say, unless and until it is digital, unless and until real-time data is available with you, or unless and until it is completely interconnected, Islamabad is connected to Rawalpindi or Peshawar or Karachi or all the cities where the HR department is working of your company, big company. It happens definitely. Now you will be saying, sir, give us 3 days time, 4 days time. Okay, by tomorrow morning, by tomorrow evening, something like that, I'm sending you that. Because it is not interconnected. If it is interconnected, so even from the general manager HR, your chief HR officer in Islamabad can access the information. Okay, look at the database employees working in the HR front, the line management or whatever. Okay, in Islamabad, in all the operations, all the offices across Pakistan. Now he can pick up from the data and info real time data. Okay, this particular person has attended the training program last year. Okay, drop this person this year. About rather pick up that person. Okay, like this kind of real time data helps you to make it more robust. There will be no complaint from the employee side. Sir, why I have not given chance this year to attend the training program? Why I have not given the special allowances to attend the training program? Okay, something like that. You can even design your training program for the future. Real time data when you have. So okay, your company has conducted 5 training programs on 20 different subjects for the last 3 years. Okay, now you are not supposed to do the same training in the future also. So you have all the information, you have the all access data now from there. So digital actually platform is playing a very important role from there. Now, I have already talked about the access to HR data, which is very common now in mainly the large multinational companies where people are working in different countries, working on the same projects. Real-time information is important. Using the HR technology, already I've started speaking on the HR technology front. I'll be telling you more about which are the areas where most of the HR technologies are being used. Okay, the future of HR technology also I'll be telling you in future. And digital workplaces, digital workforce, and digital HR. Most of the people got confused between the digital workplace, digital workforce, and digital HR. Okay, I'll be telling you differently what are these things actually. Okay, why they are almost same but different, still different. Now I am coming to the technology-driven HR. Now technology-driven HR, people say why it is being used. Already I have told you a lot of examples, but in a nutshell, if I say quickly, technology-driven HR is being used because to streamline the HR process. Because I just told you the example of say one organization has a headquarters in Islamabad, has an office in Karachi, has an office in Peshawar, has an office in other cities, Lahore maybe. Okay, now they're everywhere. See, you are supposed to use the same type of standardized process. There should be a certain thing. Maybe the company has certain policy, but company could not implement in a streamlined process. Now on the digital platform, you have the same format, you have the same input points, you have the same output points, you have the same parameters. That's why people are nowadays also studying HR analytics also. Okay, so you can have a clear idea, reduce the HR administration and the compliance cost. Because this is one of the major important area where a lot of things which used to be done by the HR department people, like maybe they have to take a lot of people, they have to hire a lot of people who are not so. I mean, that company has to pay a lot of money, a lot of salary to them, and other things. Now, many of the things can be done online, digitally. Okay, and that's why a lot of people are not required on certain things. Definitely, HR does not mean digital technology does not mean that it is only to reduce the cost. No, it is for definitely improving the efficiency and reduction in the you can say in any kind of error, human-made error. Okay, because when more and more human involvement will be there, error will be there. So when you're talking about the reduction in the HR administration and the compliance cost, because many of the things, a lot of compliance activities of the HR can be done by in a digital mode. Like say you are supposed to submit some chala, you are supposed to submit some compliance reports, what is a social security report, this and that for the employees. You can do it online now across the globe. This has been done across the globe, even in the developed nations of almost everywhere. This is very common. Now complete more effectively for global talent. Now definitely many of the companies and organizations now they can access they can have the global talent because a lot of the companies name even we did not know earlier. Okay, so till the digital digital organizations, digital way of communication was not there. Okay, like that's why I say that's why more and more people are working globally now. I mean, I'm telling you a simple example. Since 2009 or 8 till today, okay, the number of the international professional expatriates across the globe has increased more than 410%. More than 410%. Why it has become possible? International expatriate employees. They are somebody is engineer, somebody is doctor, somebody is working in the technical front, somebody is architect, somebody is whatever, like teachers, professors, whatever. They take it full. Chartered accountants. Okay. Now, what is my point here? It has become possible, but definitely because more and more global companies are now there. Even the smaller companies which started earlier, they have now become global. They have the global presence across the globe. Now, even you see Just take example of Pakistan now. That's Pakistan. See, when Pakistan got independence, since then, the much more and more companies, foreign companies, they're now doing business in Pakistan. Same in my country, in India. Okay, large number of foreign companies are working in India, and they have the global offices. I mean, much higher number of Pakistanis or Indians or people from other countries. Okay, they are working abroad. Okay, in the retail sector, in healthcare sector, in technology front, because see, this is a well connected world. Say you can have the access and the information through different job portals, different companies, their career portals, whatever. You know it better. This particular company is going to hire so many people from so and so operation. Let's try there. I had that experience. So you apply there. You with the interviews and something like that, and ultimately, what is the wish of the God, and ultimately that will happen. Okay. Now, this is the way the entire thing happens. Now, improve service and the access to data and the employees and managers, because I just told you of the real-time data. Real-time metrics also can be used. Okay. Enable HR to transform the entire organization, because HR is a change agent now. When you study about the strategic HRM, we mainly focus on the change agent aspect of the HR. That's very important. Why it is change agent? Because any kind of change which is happening across the globe, across the organizations, either in the public sector or in the private sector, in the traditional way of traditional types of organizations, the new economic companies. Okay, HR is definitely playing the most important role. How? Because HR is hiring the people, the people of the employees that actually suits their requirements. That's very important. And most of the interviews, most of the talent spotting, everything is done now online on a digital mode, which is not there earlier. Okay, then talk about something, the learning and development, L&D. Learning and development is, I mean, 99% cases this is being delivered online now in a digital mode also. Now, how it is being done online, I'll be coming with some examples like now. Okay, now there are different things which technology, without technology, HR is almost blind. People are saying jokingly that HR is no more human. HR is no more human, because they're talking about the human resource. So HR is no more human, it is more mechanical, it is more technological. Maybe to some extent they're correct, they're right. But to make the HR more robust, more contemporary, more relevant, the HR, we do not have any other options but to be dependent on technology to a great extent. So this is very important thing aspect like that. Okay. Now, when the organizations are adopting the technology, digital technology for the organizations in the HR front, like any other front, we are using basically two types of approaches. One is called the best of the breed approaches, and the second one is the integrated solutions. Take example, best of the breed solution is basically, see, there are so many vendors available across the globe who can provide you the digital platforms, digital solutions of your HR related needs. Now, you are a small company, you are a large company, you are a medium-sized company. Your need is different from my need. Okay, so maybe you are mainly focusing on the digital training and development. Maybe you are focusing mainly on digital employee attendance and administrative monitoring, something like that. Now, you do not require everything to be incorporated in the digital mode. You do not require it, because you think, okay, fine, it's a small company of mine. Maybe not everything is required to be digital. Okay, a lot of things are being done, because many of the small companies and the medium-sized companies also across the globe, they don't have the HR department at all. Okay, so why they will be using the HR digital platform, something like that? Because maybe they have only 50 employees or 40 employees at the organizations, and they require something only for certain purposes. Maybe they want they require to hire, or they require to install some platforms for administration purpose, maybe some attendance purpose, maybe some training and development purpose. That's all, fine, great. Maybe some other companies, which are big companies, large companies, where the situation is more complicated. Okay, and because they have different business domains, what we say in management, strategic business units, and other things, so they require different kind of challenges for learning and development, different challenges for employment performance, salary and compensation, incentive plan. So many things are there, recruitment and onboarding. Okay. Now, in all those cases, you may not require, or you may not get a same kind of say based in the breed of a solution. So you have to take from the market. You can call somebody. Many of the companies, IT companies across the globe, including in India, like Infosys and other companies. If you go to organizations like Sun Microsystem in the US, they follow the integrated solution for the digital technology in the HR front, because they have the different complicated requirements. Okay, Okay, even now their workforce modeling has changed. Now large number of people, around 80%, 85% people are working from home. Okay, which was not there. So they cannot be dependent on the best of the breed. They cannot just go to a shop and buy a software or buy a digital platform and installing that in the workplace. They cannot do it. So they are developing with the help of the vendors or the internal external experts certain solutions, certain digital solutions for digital platforms for the different kind of things. Maybe in the same training and development format also, your requirement for the training and development for one sort of employee can be different from the other sort of employee, other set of employee, other group of employees. So how will we doing it? You cannot do it by the best of the breed. So you have to be the integrated solution for that. So they are developing it. They are developing different platforms. They are making their people capable to handle those platforms. The training and development, capacity building, advocacy, all these things are being done in the HR front, because HR also plays the important role for the change. I am telling you. So change management means technology adoption is also important part in that case. Okay. Now, when you go for the already I've talked about this thing. Okay, I'm not repeating these points again and again. Sarah, there are certain examples I'm telling from international organizations like HR portals. Many of the companies that are using HR portals, like telling you HSBC has the HR portal. If you go to HSBC and you just click on their career portal, you will see HSBC has a very international career portal. If you want to see, okay, what are the vacancies available in HSBC in Dubai? What is the vacancy available in HSBC in Casablanca and Morocco? What is the vacancy HSBC has in Pakistan, in India, in Hong Kong, in Germany, in Europe, in London, like that. Okay, within the same HSBC portal, there are the different sub portals, and you can go there, you can find out, and you can find out, okay, maybe you are already working in the HSBC and you want to get it transferred to Dubai or want to take a transfer to Europe, okay, like that. Because you find out, transfer means you find out, okay, my goodness, this is the vacancy available there. I know this job, I'm doing this kind of thing. Might take example Deloitte. I have a friend working in the Deloitte. He was my school friend. Okay, and he was from India. He was a Deloitte, some senior manager in Deloitte Pune operations. Now he worked in 3 countries after that. So in Deloitte, okay, transfer pricing. His profession was transfer pricing executive. Now he's after that he was transferred to the country director of in Vietnam. From there he was in Australia for around 4 years, and now he has come back to Qatar to manage the entire Middle East operations. Okay, the point is that, see, how he know all these things, because I was talking to him. He saw that, okay, when he was in India, there are a lot of people working in the Deloitte operations in India. So he found, okay, if I want to go to the top in the organizations in India, definitely I have to surpass around 10 to 15 people, which is unthinkable, because there are so many people there in the room. Okay, so I was searching that which particular operation of Deloitte they have that kind of vacancies where I can put myself. Okay, so he found Vietnam. So Vietnam, he first found, okay, from India I'm coming to Vietnam. Vietnam is not a big country, not a big market, not a digitally developed. So he found that there is a position there in the time. So how he got the information? Because he got the information from the website of the Deloitte Vietnam. He found that. He applied internally and he got the job and he was there. From Vietnam, he got the opportunity to work in Australia. He was also there in a very senior position. Now he has become a director operations of that is transfer pricing. He got in job in the Qatar. He's now Qatar actually. Okay, I will say so in Doha. Now the point is that now he's in a very senior position. Maybe another 2 or 3 years he'll be in the board of the Deloitte. So why I'm telling this kind of thing? Because see, within the company has developed their portals, information sharing and everything like that in that way, so that you can have the information. This is very common in many places. Okay. Now there's a company called Saipom, SAIPOS. It's an Italian petroleum firm. Okay, they have a big office in UAE, in Sharjah. Now Saipom also has the same practices. Okay, Saipom, with Saipom operations you are working. Presently, maybe you are from Italian company. Now maybe you are an Italian, you want to work in Italy, but you want to work in some places. And there, what kind of people they're going to hire, what is the preferred nationality, what is the preferred educational background, everything is mentioned in the Saipom. Who can apply for the job, something like that. Okay, many of the jobs of the Saipom in the Middle East, they clearly mention, okay, they want to prefer to hire the people locally. That is who are already in the UAE, they will hire them, engineers or accountants or whatever, job they have. Okay. Now, the second one is that employee self-service. Now, what is employee self-service? In the employee self-service, we see when you go to your office, we already have the username and the employee password or something like that. From there, you can access the information, digital one. Okay. So how many annual leave, or how many leaves or vacations or whatever, when the next increment is waiting for you, everything you can check from the portal. Okay. Now manager self-service. That is, manager self-service basically means HR is considered as the biggest internal service provided to the employees. So when we go for the self-service, say a lot of employees in a lot of organizations, okay, they get all the benefits from the organizations, like they have to recharge their identity card, recharge their lunch coupon or something like that, recharge their insurance card by themselves in the plant itself or online. Okay, definitely some vendor is there in the back end. Definitely some insurance companies are at the back end, but they're working in hand with the companies they're working with. So these kind of things are there. Okay. Now, when you go for all these functions, maybe many other things have come up by the time you can go for the HR technology books or reports which are available widely in the internet. See, there are many things, but most important thing is that when you're talking about all this information, most important part is that, see, say decision support system, DSS, and all this basic practices of the MIS or the HRIS are being still there, but in a digital way. Okay. Now, when we talk about the digital technology in HR, everybody in the organization is somehow involved in the process. Somebody is service provider, somebody is service receiver. Okay, we are doing it. Okay. Now we quickly come to the certain things like digital recruitment, digital selection, digital learning, e-performance management, e-compensation benefits. Already I've told about many of the things, but I'm coming to one important aspect: digital learning. Digital learning. Why I'm telling digital learning? Because it is very important to know the digital learning. The main aspect is that, see, most of the large corporations, they are dependent on digital learning. I'm telling one example. Just give me 1 second. I'm turning on my charger. Actually, my laptop is not that much charge. Sorry.
Sure, please take it for.
1 second. Okay, fine. There was actually there's a company, GlaxoSmithKline, and everybody knows about that. I give this example very frequently. This example, why I'm talking about the GlaxoSmithKline, this company is one of the oldest multinational pharmaceutical company in the world, and it is a British company. Okay, the company started almost 100 years back, more than that. Okay, now this company has a presence. If you go to their website, you'll see a lot of ups and downs happen with the company, like any other organization. Now, GlaxoSmithKline, what they're doing, they have the presence in more than 70 countries across the globe. More than 70 countries. Now, because it is an old company, okay, and wherever British went and they started some of the franchisees or some of the offices or whatever. When the GlaxoSmithKline, Glaxo has office in Pakistan, in India, in Bangladesh, in Sri Lanka, so office or manufacturing facility or whatever. I mean, they have at least they have some employees there. Now, why GlaxoSmithKline? I'm taking the example. Now, GlaxoSmithKline is the example because they came forward as one of the very progressive company in the world to offer the digital learning facilities. Okay. Now, why? So, what kind of learning facilities are there? Maybe this is called the product training, product learning. This can be the behavioral learning. This can be technology-enabled learning. This can be, say, scientific learning. A lot of learning happens in the sectors like pharmacy, like microbiology, like say pharmacology, all these kind of things. Okay, it's a very frequent, very dynamic discipline. Now, see, one medicine might have been launched in Nigeria. Okay, because I did this particular case study. Now, one medicine might have been launched in Nigeria, and Nigeria and the Western Africa. Now this medicine was launched in Nigeria. Fine, absolutely fine. Now that same medicine might be launched after 6 months in India and Pakistan, because these are two big markets. Now, the in Nigeria, they have launched it and they are testing the market in Nigeria. Already it is there. People are buying it. Doctors are recommending it there. Okay, might be this is the malaria medicine, not some medicine like that. A tropical medicine. Okay, this is medicine. Now Nigeria is also, though it is not in South East Africa, their climate is almost like India and Pakistan, almost like that. Okay. Now, why I'm telling you there? Now, when the product is launched in Nigeria, every market report, how it is doing in Nigeria, what is the product configuration, product components, what is the good side and the bad side of the medicine, how you can sell the medicine in Nigeria, okay, like that. Okay, So these things are already available and already updated in the company's knowledge database. Now, the same medicine might be launched in India or Pakistan might be after 6 months. So you require your people to be ready for that in India and Pakistan. People require management people, your technical people, your sales people, your lab-related people should be ready for that. Now Nigeria, that this particular company, they have what they have done. They started digital learning practices, and when it called digital learning practices, it has been made very robust. It is not only there are different ways of learning happened. There were online, I mean, one-way lecture, which is called, they recorded certain lectures from UK or Nigeria. The sales manager or the general manager sales in Western Africa, they gave some lecture and you are listening to it one way monologue. There are two ways. One, they said, okay, on Sunday afternoon or on Monday afternoon, from this time to that time, okay, there will be a session, doubt clearing session or that sort of thing. Okay, interactive session with so and so people. So you have been maybe in India and Pakistan, some people will be there, will be selling that particular product or who are working on that particular product. They are supposed to explain the feature of the medicine to the doctors. So they can be having some interactive session with the people who is in Nigeria. You need not go to Nigeria. Online you can do it. Okay, they'll be providing you the digital platform, digital documents, everything like that. Okay, there will be some sort of recorded lectures of some of, maybe you missed some of the sessions, recorded lectures. There will be some assessment. So after attending all the sessions or one way or two way or whatever, so whether you have been able to do it, how to there are certain self assessments you can do it. So there are many practices they made it hybrid blended learning. So there are many things the company has started. Okay, now this is a very common practice in most part of the world. So see, digital learning plays a very important role, and it actually reaches to the target audience more easily in a cost effective manner. Okay, definitely everywhere where the people are sitting and listening to your lecture or attending the sessions or want to learn something for their professional purpose, definitely they should have certain basic requirements, like say they should have a proper internet connectivity in that country, or they should have a proper learning system, whatever. I mean, fine, great. And so these are the things actually, these are requirements. Okay, because our facilities are changing, so they require it. So the now thing is this here. Many of the companies, many of the sectors. Now, employee performance management already I've told about that. So there are many aspects we have seen which is developing, changing very robustly. I will not speak much more because almost it is say I have exceeded, maybe I will be exceeding 1 hour. So what I am telling you here now most of the what is digital workplaces and digital workforce and digital HR. Now, digital workforce is basically when your people, when your employees, they are actually digitally compliant, they know it. Okay, I am telling you one example. You know, when in 1990, 1990, 89, 90, when the computerization was started in across the globe in the banking sector. I think 1982, 83. I'm not 89, 1982, 83. There are two very large banks in terms of the number of the customers and their reach. One was the Bank of China and the State Bank of India. This case study has been taught in Harvard Business School. Now they have thousands and thousands of employees and they have millions of customers. Okay, these are the organizations which they had a very tough challenge from the foreign banks in their lands, that whenever any foreign bank is coming, they are much more technologically advanced, digitally advanced. So they require, because to manage such a huge number of customers and everything like that, they have to make the entire banking system and operations, Bank of China and State Bank of India, to make it digitally compliant. Now, it was a challenge for the organization how these thousands and thousands of people will be given training on computer, on digital banking, and something like that. So somehow they took the help of the foreign companies and foreign consultants, and they did it. Okay, in a proper way. I'm not going to detail actually for this, not required here. Now, see one case, digital workforce. Now, every employee in every bank across the globe know how to use the digital platforms, know how to use the computer, know how to use the softwares and everything like that. This is called the digital workforce. Okay. Now, digital workplace. Digital workplace basically means when you are working on the digital platforms. Like I am taking your session on the digital platform. It is a certain software and for the first time I am using actually. Okay. Now, this is very good software. Now, where I'm seeing the digital workplace. Okay. Digital HR. Now, when you are going to manage the digital workplace and digital workforce, your definitely your policies, your practices, and everything like that should be digitally compliant. Okay. Now I am quickly giving you, sorry, certain kind of corporate examples quickly. Okay. Because that will make you more interesting to know these things. Just give me 1 second. So there are a few examples I'm giving how they are doing it and how they are planning to do it in the future. I'll be giving an example of IBM, Royal Bank of Canada, Unilever, Saudi Aramco, PricewaterhouseCoopers, ING, and the AT&T. Okay. Let me start with the IBM. IBM, what they have done and what they are planning. Say after an employee hackathon, that is the discussion and all the brainstorming and everything like that. Now they are focusing on the now they are focusing mostly on the employee performance management process in a digital mode. They are using checkpoint. The checkpoint is a digital. It's a feedback system, anonymous feedback system, not on paper. People from anybody involved in any role can give the feedback on the process, on the people, on their senior, on their junior, on any kind of training they require. Okay, and they can put it there, the name checkpoint, and based on that, the checkpoint feedback they're receiving, the organization is planning to take certain actions, and they are doing it in the future also because HR budget is there. Okay, this year people are more and more people are demanding from so and so area and so functional area on this. So they are doing it. They're okay. So next 3 years, our focus will be on the employee performance management, making more robust and making more participative. Fine, great. After 2 years, another 2 years, we'll be having more focus on more transparency in the digital format in terms of employee benefit and compensation. Fine, done. So this is the way how they are doing it. The employee main connecting point is that, see, that checkpoint, employee checkpoint, like that. Okay, and they are doing it with the help of the, because that IBM itself is a very big company. They are using the cognitive human interface personality technology and many other things actually for that. Okay, and you see, look at that the last one I've seen here that I think third line from the last, that is say they also identify on they analyze to a 200 or 300 more important type of questions coming on the support of the requirement coming from the employees. They analyze it with the help of the digital technology based on AI, artificial intelligence. Okay, oh, okay, this kind of people are asking for this kind of requirement. So let us do it. So that actually helps the IBM to make it more engaging organization. My organization is thinking about me. When you see like that, okay, my company is thinking about me and I am feeling happy for the organization, definitely you will be more engaging. Now the next one I'm talking about, the Royal Bank of Canada. This is one of the largest banks in Canada. They have used some kind of embark process. The embark process, they have actually revolutionized the way the onboarding has been done, because onboarding is a continuous process. When the people say induction has done, induction means what you see, small documents or small videos are being done in 7 or 8 days. That's fine. Okay. But still, a lot of people do not get engaged in the situation. There's a study that called, see, in the many of the sectors, within first year of joining, in the first 6 months of joining, around 14 to 15% of the people leave the organization because they do not find exactly what is their role, exactly to whom they are talking, because they feel alienated. So the onboarding, you say, in this case, this Royal Bank of Canada, what they do when somebody got selected, they are given 15-20 days time. Also, even after joining, also they provide them the pre-boarding application, certain something like that. Okay, where the employee is engaged in different games of the organization, different activities of the organization, different committees of the organization. So the very first moment, so people feel, okay, this is my place. That's very important, and it is called the embark. So embarking. Okay. Now talking about the Unilever has done very important digital intervention in the HR front, like building strategic talent pool such as say D&I. They talked about different other practices like automation-based prediction of the talent requirement, because this is very common in many other sectors also. Okay. Now Unilever has the framework, developed a framework of the future of the work, where they have identified certain core areas on the digital performance. Okay, because everybody in the every organization, even the person who is working with the Unilever as a sales employee and working on the ground on the field, okay, visiting the dealer, distributor, whatever, also need to use some kind of Tableau or whatever like that. So what actually happens? See, they have to know what exactly they are supposed to do. Okay, how their performance is being monitored, what kind of areas where the Unilever constantly need to monitor to remain competitive in the market. So what kind of compensation plan is required? Unilever is a case study that in the compensation management, a large number of Unilever employees used to leave the organizations after working there for 2-3 years, because Unilever has a very robust traditionally very robust learning practices. Okay, so Unilever actually till now, and it has one of the most, best the learning practices, training and development interventions, because it is called the university in the industry, basically, Unilever, because they bring the people from the business schools or other places, they give them the training, mold them, and ultimately after 3 4 years people learn a lot of things and join the competitor of the Unilever. So there is an issue that why the people are leaving the jobs, though the Unilever is spending so much of money and taking care of them. Okay, now based on that, there are different areas come out, like compensation plan might be more flexible. Okay, Unilever should come to a new culture of promoting the development. So everything is being now linked to the certain kind of digital platform and the framework of the companies using. Okay, now I'm coming to a very interesting area, Saudi Aramco, because I find it very interesting. Saudi Aramco is the world's largest oil producing company. It's basically run by the Saudi government, royal government of Saudi Arabia. Okay. Now you see they have come up with a 2030 vision of Saudi Arabia. Now, when 2030 vision, it is linked to that, Saudi Aramco has developed a national academy where all the employees of Saudi Aramco should be digitally compliant. Digital workforce should be 100% target. Okay, whoever is working there in Saudi Aramco, starting from the top person in the company to the lowest level. Okay, so everybody should be digitally compliant. Okay, there are thousands and thousands of experts working in Saudi Aramco. So even they are trying to involve skilling, reskilling, unskilling, and large number of women employees are now working in the kingdom, Saudi Aramco. Okay, and how to engage themselves in different ways. How to while women are working in the organization, there are different issues come up, like say employee emotional intelligence and other things actually become more important. Okay, gender sensitivity and other things. So how entire aspects actually are being taken care of, and how the new policy of the digital and new policy of the HR should be implemented in a digital way with coming up with a new technology. So you can understand the company has invested 3.9 million US dollar in the year 2018 for the next 5 6 months, 5 6 years. So why? Because they are completely revamping the entire show. Even for that, new roles will be created. Old roles, existing roles might be taken away, carried away. So a lot of things are happening actually in Saudi Arabia. Okay. Now, PricewaterhouseCoopers, it is a big company. Now, PwC here, what they do, they have also implemented several initiatives to prepare their employees and to make it more digital in their front of customer delivery, in the front of employee performance management. They have come up with the learning environment, which is completely digitally compliant, artificial intelligence-based self-access platforms and other things. Okay, so there are many things they are doing it actually. And finally, ING case study has come up where a large number of employees actually are working there, and it's an American company. Now they have by this thing they have been able to reduce the employee turnover. They have been able to increase the employee diversity and inclusion in many parts of the world. Okay, say their diversity inclusion has increased 28% in the Western markets, 31% in the Middle East, 21% in Asia, in many parts of Asia. Okay, why? Because see, they're based on the employee database. They are now finding, okay, this is the area, this is the operation, this is the country, this is the geography where we require to improve our inclusion purposes or diversity purposes. Because we are seeing that particular graph is skewed towards certain direction. So we are doing it like that. Okay, and AT&T also American telephone and telegraph company, which was a very old company, one of the most innovative companies in the world. It was started by Alexander Graham Bell, who founded the actually the telephone, we understand. Okay, such as big scientist, he started the company in America. Now this actually WF 2020 program, they came out, and they have come out with a large digital platform based on artificial intelligence, and where the future jobs will be narrated. And even in you see, based in because telecommunications is a sector where you can predict the future technology to a great extent. Okay, I should not say 100%, but to a great extent. Now, AT&T on their knowledge platform through the WF2 2020, okay, Workforce 2020, they actually have predicted for till the 2030, and what kind of new technologies are coming up, what kind of new skills will be required. They actually are narrating and all those things, and for that, some of the things they are also addressing. They are actually making their employees ready for the future. Okay, so there are so many things. So I am just quickly coming at the last point, last slide. See, when you talk about the HR technology adoption levels in Industry 4, Now Industry 5 has come also. So there are different adoption levels by different companies. Now we call it the operational response, level 1. Level 2 is the advanced response. Level 3 is that strategic response. Level 4 is the predictive response. Now level 1 is actually the organizations who actually are at the very early stage, nascent stage, I should say the word. Operational response. What certain say, maybe your company is a small company and you are doing only on the, say, maybe on salary part only. Fine, do it. It is nothing. It is purely reactive. Okay, we talk it the advanced stage where actually we think in advance. Okay, in my industry, in so and so company, they are doing it in the future. So we get all the information to try to create the platform and make those things applicable in your organizations where you can do it in a little robust way. Okay, maybe you are the first company in your region of a particular industry who actually started digital learning in this way. Okay, so this proactive way, because your industry already in some part of the world, the leading companies, the benchmark companies, or benchmark practices are like this. So you are doing it also proactive. Now talking about the strategic response, it is at level 3 where the digital HR is equipped with, empowered with, armed with more and more information, more and more models, more and more practices, and they come out with the solutions based on lot of information and data. Actually, like that. Then last one is that predictive response where you actually can see for the future what kind of problem, what kind of development at a large scale, strategic scale is going to happen in the organization, mainly in the workforce modeling side, mainly in the compensation plan side, mainly the cost benefit analysis side. So how you can manage all these big issues so that you can predict in the future. So by 10%, 20%, something is happening. So on certain area, you need to invest little more on that area. You should withdraw your investment from that area because that area is no more relevant in the future for like that. Okay. So you understand entire thing. The last point I'll be telling you, see the same CIPD study which conducted in 2016 in Europe and Americas, a large number of companies, they have identified certain areas on which digital technology is being used in the HR fraud. Like say, they have identified mainly four major sectors. One is the information technology sector, consulting sector, pharmaceutical sector, manufacturing sector. So what they have seen that, see, the staffing and talent management is the most important priority in the category. The IT sector is investing so and so much in staffing and talent development. Then followed by the consulting and pharmaceutical and the manufacturing. So the companies which were investing most in the digital HR practices in staffing and talent management were the IT sectors, followed by the consulting and the pharmaceutical manufacturing. If you look at the learning and development, so what we see learning and development basically, first of all, we see the consulting sector. There are so many consulting companies across the globe. We all know that thing. Okay, like McKinsey, Deloitte, all the consulting companies. Now, when you talk about these companies, they are doing it. Their main priorities were in the consulting sector, the learning and development. They are mainly focusing digital HR application in the learning and development, followed by information technology, pharmaceutical, and manufacturing. If you look at the process and operations, where people require new skills, people require new orientation, people's roles are being changing. Manufacturing sector are investing more and more in digital technology and other things, like followed by IT and other things. So this is the way you can look at that. Then come out with the computational management. You see the consulting, IT, all these sectors are there. Fourth one is the change management. So this is the way you can have an idea how the organizations are investing money. They are making their priorities for the future. And I think this scenario, particular CIPD study is still relevant, though it was done 2016, almost 5 years back. But the same priority, this kind of list actually might be developed in the CIPD. A lot of reports are available on CIPD website. So this is the thing. So I'll be happy to give you answer on any question you have, and I'm finishing it now. So thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Indranil Bose. It was wonderful presentation followed by wonderful explanation. And I like the way you have given a lot of case studies and you related to the wonderful way so that people could have a proper understanding and our audience liked it a lot. And I really enjoyed your session and the way you carried everything. Your energy was so good, it was so high that I could see that how your student would be getting benefit out of your lecture and your powerful content. It's so wonderful. But we do have some questions related to it. Even though you have covered so many questions in your presentation, which is related to artificial intelligence and other digitalization role, but still they have some doubts about the are some concern. They want to clarify that thing from you. The first question, Prof, is that the audience wants to ask that culture is the key element of engagement and digital transformation. So, how does an organization's culture go digital? Your take on that, please.
Okay. Organizational culture definitely plays an important role in
Yeah,
any kind of change in the organization, any kind of change, not only digital but any kind of change. Okay.
true.
If you look at that, okay, if you, so a lot of sound is coming from your side, a lot of sound. Okay. I think, yeah. Now, if you say about the culture, now from the management side, I can say a few things. Like, see, a few points already mentioned. Like, see, there are some companies when you understand the meaning of culture. See, already there are companies which are called technocratic companies. Technocratic culture already is there. Technocratic culture. Now, technocratic culture of those companies, I mean, they have who are already doing something which is dependent on technology. Okay, like for example, software companies, consulting companies, pharmaceutical companies, knowledge-based companies, whatever. These are basically technology-based driven companies. Now, these companies, they can easily adopt any kind of digital HR, digital marketing, digital operations, because already they are into it. Talk about the marketing oriented culture. I mean, say we take example. I gave it example like Unilever or Procter and Gamble or this kind of companies are there. Whilst most of the companies are basically commercial or the marketing oriented culture they have. Now, these companies, whether public sector, private sector, family run, and all these things are very. That's definitely important part. That's not that much of important here. Now, the commercial culture, see, when these organizations they understand that, okay, see, to give the better experience to our customers, okay, we require to go digital, because I was talking about click and click, we can read, we can click, and all these examples earlier in the beginning of the session. Now, this is actually the digital. When these particular organizations understand that, okay, now we have to go digital to a great extent, because to ensure better customer experiences, like banking sector, one of the biggest examples. Now, digital banking has come up in a big way. How many of us go to the bank teller counter to withdraw cash? Almost nobody today, actually. We withdraw money from ATM machines, or we transfer money from one account to other account. It's a normal thing. Okay. Now, this is the thing. Okay, we can check our balance, we can check our credit card balance, debit card balance, savings account balance, whatever. Okay, on the deal, we do not go to require to like that. This is because of giving us a better experience. So the banking in our fingertips, even at the 2 a.m. in the morning, at night, you can see like that thing. Okay. So which was unthinkable. So definitely when this is being done, your certain employees who are looking at this side, definitely they will be empowered or to know all these things, how to manage this, how to data security, and ensuring the smooth, uninterrupted thing. So cultural part is definitely there. Consumer driven culture is so consumer driven culture, I think, is the biggest driving force now to make the organizations digitally compliant. Definitely HR is definitely the part, because when the people are doing a different thing in a different way, definitely it's important. Like that I was telling you, see, new professions have come up because of this kind of digital thing in the different sectors. Okay. Now, this is the way. If you look at the ownership pattern like that, see, definitely we see the large number of traditional companies like public sector companies in the world, I mean, run by the government. They face the difficulty, they face the resistance. That's why I came out with quickly that about the Bank of China and State Bank of India, both were public sector companies, banks, big banks actually, very huge banks, run by the controlled by the respective governments. And when I'm telling you, when they plan to go for the digital performance, say digital banking, they faced huge difficulty, because see, not only the number of the people where employees were very high, but also the trade union was there, industrial disputes were there, people started mistrusting them. This is because the government is big. So ultimately, in a very robust platform, robust way, they did it. Actually, there's a State Bank of China, State Bank of India. Both of them actually have classified the different branches. They identified with whom the first experimentation of giving digital training will be given. So for that, their HR department, they have come with the strategic HR task force. Both the banks actually they created for the first time of their hundreds of years of history. Okay, they did not have that earlier. So the strategic HR task force actually identified with the help of the different branches, different operations and divisions. Okay, this first 10% of the workforce of so and so functional area of so and so branches in the cities and the states of so and so countries. So we'll be doing the training on what, training on this, something like that. So this is the major experiment. Actually, it was successful. Definitely, it took some time. Definitely, they are successful. Okay, it took around 2 years time to be successful. Now in both the banks, everybody is there. So culture definitely plays an important role. Culture is definitely, when you go for the digital one, there are two aspects. One is that how, to what extent the management, the owner, the promoter of the organization, they prefer that going digital. Yes, digital does not mean that you have to invest millions and millions of dollars every moment. No, not required at all. Even at a smaller minuscule level, digital can be done. Like, you see in many of the small offices in the private sector offices also, they have the online, when you come to the office, you have the punching system like that. You put your finger on the machine and then that machine. These are digital also, basically, at a smaller level. Okay, if you go to large corporations, you have to scan your eyes and other things also to enter the office, or even when you go for have a cup of coffee also. So at every moment when you move a smaller thing to bigger things, so everything is digitally compliant. Even you can look at your own performance report there. Okay, I have some friends working in Indian universities. Say they download their student feedback report by themselves. Okay, so and they have been asked to advise to come to their university staff meetings to come with the reports. Okay, this is the feedback report on so and so module this semester. So they come there and they come to, because they're supposed to get the feedback on that, why this report is good, this report is not so good, like that. Okay, so see, this is actually based on the culture, what exactly your company wants. Definitely, digital HR cannot be stopped, cannot be resisted. Even if it is started in a smaller way in small companies, small organizations, definitely it will be there. So this is the main thing, I believe.
Thank you very much. Very nicely elaborated answer for that. Now we have another two questions which are similar and they are related to each other. The first question is that generally the use of technology is reducing the requirement of workforce. Do you think that the use of digital HR will reduce the number of employees in HR departments in future? That's the first question, Prof. The second question, which is related to it, is there any possibility that any modern and smart technology of the future will take over the requirement of HR professionals? Yeah, your take on that, please.
Okay. Uh, what I think in the first question, when we look at, because this is normal thing, some people ask always. Okay. One thing I'm telling you, first of all, see, this is the era of industry 4. Now industry 5 is coming, already started. You see, at every stage, yeah, people are saying yes, because technology has made the serious inroad into our life, our profession, everywhere. Because when I teach also, when I assess my students work also, everywhere, I mean, almost say, except going to the classroom, almost every time I spend on computer. Everybody spends on computer because of the office work only. Even I do it. Okay. Now the point is that, see, HR as a digital things will not take away the job, what I believe, because definitely the role of the job will be changing. If you say, because see, industrial revolution 1, 2, 3, 4, and now 5 is coming. See, every time this was the question asked. Like, say, industrial revolution 1, what happened? This happened in the long back in England. Okay, this revolution 1 first happened. So then we have seen that, see, people are enclosure movement in Europe, and the first in England actually witnessed the large number of the factories came out, and then it spread it to Russia, Germany, America, everywhere. Okay, even in India, even India, Pakistan, that our subcontinent also, we also have seen large number of factories came out that point of time, manufacturing sector. So people were thinking that it will take away the job of the agricultural workers. Yes, definitely it happened, because large number of agricultural workers joined as a worker, and their job role, everything has changed and something like that. But it was not something like that. Now industrial revolution 2 came, now 3 came, now 4 came also. Okay, 4 is basically, it is about the artificial intelligence and all those things. What I believe, what I think, say, maybe initially our roles have been changing. Initially, our jobs have been changing. Okay, and maybe after 10 years, we'll see, because we're talking about hybrid learning. Maybe we're seeing that after 10 years, we'll not see the same kind of teachers and professors there. Okay, we'll see the our role will be changing. Okay, and most of our classes will be more international. Will be having more reach, and I'm telling you that this is a wonderful opportunity for many of our professions where we can earn more, because we can say that traditional concept of 10 to 9 to 5 jobs or going to the campus, definitely that will be there. But apart from that, the new kind of opportunity will open up. Okay. So this is the thing. If it, definitely this may create some initial problem or creating certain problems. A lot of traditional jobs might not be required in the future. Okay. Might be there are certain kind of, say, blue collar jobs will be lost, definitely, because they're working in the factories, in the machines. Now all these things were there. But definitely in the long run, some new more and more need. I'm just telling you one example. In the recent report of the CIPD has said in 2020, across the globe there are 3.9 million type of jobs. 3.9 million type of jobs have been lost, but at the same time 2.63 million types of jobs been created. Okay, so there's a gap. Still there's a gap. I'm telling you, the number of lost jobs are more than the created jobs. Okay, so 2.63 million jobs have been types of jobs have been created across the globe in different sectors. Okay, but the point is that they are saying slowly and steadily, like the graph and all those things. If you see, the number of the jobs which are being lost or will be lost is coming down. Okay, and more jobs will be created. Ultimately, maybe after 5 6 years, we'll be more comfortable with the new way we work. So that is the thing, my belief. Now, the second question was about what you said, sir. Second question. Can you repeat the second question?
Yeah, the second question is there any possibility that any modern and smart technology of the future will take over the requirement of HR professionals?
No, 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 no. HR professions now, whatever HR professions. So HR professional. See, if you think HR professional in the context of 1970, already we are no more. Okay, 1980, 1990, what they used to do. Now, definitely are not HR. There should not be any HR professional at all. But you see, HR professionals are managing all these things. Actually, the concept of HR is changing. Everything is changing, and whatever HR professionals used to do in year 1970, 1980, 1990, they are not doing anything like that. Yeah, maybe some of the things are definitely doing, but they'll be doing HR related things, HR things. The challenges, the dimensions, everything will be changing. HR will be there. HR concept will be there. Okay. See, like that. Okay. Now, I'll just take example, simple, because the point is that we'll be doing same thing or different thing, but in a different way. Main thing is this. Okay. The same thing is this, because see, in 1970, HR used to look after the white collar jobs, I mean blue collar jobs and factories and people, low skill jobs, and going to the plant. There were welfare officers and this and that and something like that. There's no welfare officer at all now. Okay. Now, as you see, there's a knowledge officer, chief knowledge officer. They are calling many companies. Chief talent officer they are calling. SHRO they are calling. Okay, SHRO concept was not there even 10 years back, also 10 years back also. SHROs are also there. Chief Human Resource Officer. Their function is that not to look after the daily operations of HR. Their operations they're looking at mainly the strategic perspectives of HR. Okay, like workforce modeling, how many employees they'll be keeping in the company's payroll, how much they will be investing on training and development, return on investment, how many employees will be hiring on peripheral workforce like that, contractual and so many things. Okay, how they'll be managing between the regular and the irregular employees. So these are the challenges that they are now doing. Okay, which was not there in 15 20 years back, not there. Okay, maybe it is something they will come now. I have given so many examples from the industry how technologies are being used and all these things. You don't believe that, say, in everywhere HR people, their name might not be exactly personal officer, might not be human resource officer. That does not matter. Even you look at the finance, half of the finance jobs are gone. Okay, but their finance people are there and they're doing their great work. Now fintech professionals have come up. They're doing the basically finance jobs with the technological touch. Okay, like that thing. So you understand this kind of thing. Nothing will go. That's why your business schools and colleges and universities should update their curriculum. That's more important thing. They should invite the people rather than from industry who are working on that, so they can brief you what is happening. Because I attended these things in my campus also earlier. Because I'm telling you a small example. I called one very young girl from India. She was working in Deutsche Bank in Germany. Okay, now Deutsche Bank is providing the technology support, digital support to Emirates NBD Bank of UAE. It's the largest bank in the Middle East. Now, you know that 90% of the banking companies, organizations, what they are planning, not today, cities are talking about 5 years, 4 years back. Now, 90% banks are going to close down their branches, and they are going that employees will be working from home and they'll be working, but also working from home from not today. Okay, maybe different roles will be given to different people. Okay, yes, definitely we are not ready, we are not prepared with that. What I asked, because this particular young girl, was working as a consultant on behalf of Deutsche Bank, Germany, Deutsche Bank, and supporting this village central bank. She is the part of the team actually. When she came here, she said, "This is the thing we are doing for the Emirates Central Bank." Emirates Central Bank, anybody who has been to UAE, they know Emirates Central Bank very well. Okay, and now Emirates Central Bank, so they are saying Emirates Central Bank is going to reduce the 40% of their banking branches. The reason is this: I'm telling you, this they have gone for the Emiratization of the employees, background of the entire thing. Now, localization of the workforce. Earlier, there were 100% employees of the banking sector in UAE. They are from outside, expatriates. Now, if you go to any of the branch now in MSMD, you will see almost 60% of the staffs are locals. I mean, we use the word locals. That means Emiratis, local nationals. Maybe 40%, 30% are from other countries. Now, the main thing is that they do not have that proper skill set, Emiratis. Okay. UAE nationals, they don't have the proper skill set to manage the brand, like we all have very much. Okay. Now, that's why they are planning what? They are planning to take it more digital way, more self-service way, and how, and we can ask me, sir, what will be the job requirement and job prospects of these people who are working there, mainly Emiratis. Okay, so see, the government will put them in some other role, because, or the company will put them in some other role. Companies training them rigorously on different technical platforms. So HR department is playing very serious with the digital transformation with the Deutsche Bank. This is called the Vision 2025 of the banking industry in UAE, as per the Central Bank of UAE guidelines. So they are doing it in rapid transformation. Maybe after 5 years, if anybody comes to this country, you will see there's only few branches here only. Okay, most of the things have been done digitally and all this thing. And they have seen also that most of the customers, they actually do their banking transactions online. They don't go to the bank. Maybe to withdraw the cash or something like that. Because here also, when you go to any retail or shop or any other places, we just use the debit card, because all the offices, all the retail stores everywhere. I mean, you can pay your thing by debit card like that thing. Okay, so you need not to carry the cash also. So see, the entire situation like that, they don't require the branches, because now branch is a costly proposition for them. So when you maintain a branch, you have to spend so much of money to build the infrastructure and other things, and electric supply and other things. I understand all these things. Definitely, the entire situation is changing, and maybe in the future it will be more, say, dynamic, more robust. I don't know what will happen. So definitely, HR profession's job will not go. Their role will change. They will do something new, which they have not done earlier.
Yeah, thank you very much for such an elaborative answer, Prof. I'm really enjoying your answers and I'm enjoying your insight, which you are quoting. The different examples are so wonderful. But due to time limitations, we have a lot of questions, but we will not be able to take it. And we will request you for a next session, because a lot of people, they liked your session and they are requesting for another session with you. And the way you are elaborating things are so wonderful, Prof. Thank you very much once again for such a wonderful presentation and for such a wonderful answer to them. Prof, what's your message to the world as a teacher, researcher, trainer, learner, professional, and educator? Yes, please.
Okay. There are many big people there in education sector. I'm nothing. I'm a small person. Huh? But I'm telling you one thing, that is, yes, education. What I have seen in my life. I started teaching in 2002 as a full-time faculty long back, and around, not to one actually. So I have seen a lot of changes, the way people learn, the way the people teach, the meaning of education, meaning of mainly professional education has changed to a great extent. Okay, and see, my purpose is that, see, education, I should not see the lofty things, but the world has changed to a great extent, because after working here for almost 8 years, I worked in England also for 1 year. I've seen how we perceive education, higher education in our developing countries like India, Pakistan, all these countries. Okay, we are very genuine with our purpose. I'm telling you, because India, Pakistan, all these countries, we are developing countries. We give our heart and soul to learn something. Maybe we don't have that kind of infrastructure always like the Western countries have, but still we have that kind of thing. We know really well. Indian Pakistanis know really well. I have many Pakistani colleagues that are very close to me, and they know really well. Very good people, very educated people. Only one difference is that what I believe strongly. I was talking to you yesterday also. Okay, maybe the era of branding has come in the education sector, because see, definitely when I was young, I was very small, but I know, okay, there are universities like Oxford, like Cambridge, like this and that. Now I see every Western university, everywhere in the world, they are going for branding. Maybe it is a time for us also to brand ourselves. What I believe, okay, because we are nothing less to anybody. I believe strongly, we are nothing less to anybody. We know much better than many people. Definitely, we should work hard. We should make our presence felt across the globe by your good work, by your contribution, by your things. Education will change. Definitely, we have to change also. We have to understand how education is evolving. So that's the main thing.
Yeah. Thank you very much for such a wonderful and powerful message to the world. Yes, we have to look after all these things, and I believe that whatever the doctor said is quietly very much reasonable, and we have to follow all the things which the Professor Dr. Indranil has said. It is very much important because he is in the field for the past 2 decades. He has been serving the community and our field and at large the world, and he has contributed a lot. So in the last, we would also thank you again for your precious time, for your valuable suggestion and recommendation to our audience. It was so insightful session. Thank you very much once again. And in the last, I would say that yes, the role of digitalization is very much important, as the our respected guest speaker has already said that you have to modify, you have to brand yourself as well, and you have to look after the different things in order to survive in this tough competition which are ahead of us. And today world is so dynamic and it is more competitive than ever, so we need to polish ourselves as well, and we have to learn new skills as well. So that's all we have time for today. Thank you very much once again, the Professor Dr. Indranil Bose. And I would also like to thank our audience who joined us. If you have any additional question about the information shared today, please email to us or connect to the speaker directly through his email and through his social media contact. We will also be providing his details for you people. Thank you all for your support and liking the session. Stay tuned as many sessions are on the way. Please do not miss any session. So till next session, stay safe, take care of yourself.